What's up, y'all? So, just got done at the gym. I'm starting to get up in the mornings now because working out in the afternoon, one, is like the gym's too crowded. We're having 10, 11, sometimes like past 11 o'clock p.m. dinners. And I'll be honest, like if you ever get convicted about something, like, man, I really need to start implementing this in my routine. Or for me, lately, that's been getting up in the morning. I'm talking like 4 o'clock, 4 or 5 o'clock, depending on what time I have to go into work. That day is going to change, but yeah, about 4 or 5 o'clock is what it's going to have to be. But it's something that I'm not even going to lie, I've been putting off for like probably the past couple months, and so I finally started doing it this morning. And I had to put my phone all the way across the other side of the room just to force me to get up, because if I can turn my alarm off without getting up, I'm going back to bed, man. Like, that's just what it's been. So it's something that I'm gonna start doing. In my life, when I've started my day off with something productive, it gives me momentum going into the day, so for me, like, even just getting up later than when I wanted to get up, I was going into my day with an L, so my whole mindset is screwed up. I'm already defeated first thing in my day, right? Because I wasn't able to pray, I wasn't able to read my Bible, whatever. But anyway, I wanted to make this video because when I was in high school, man, it really all throughout my life, I never really had a plan for my life. Like I feel like all the people that I knew, including my sister, even my own people in my own family, like, they always had a plan with their life, right? Like, everybody was going to go to college and they were going to pursue something, right? They were going to get this degree, or they wanted to have this job. Me, I played basketball, right? So I'm like, okay, well, I guess I could be in the NBA, but see, that right there, just, I knew in my heart of hearts that I didn't really want it like that, because it was always like, I guess I'll just do this, or like, man, like, we'll try and we'll see what happens, right? So that was my only plan. But even then, it wasn't even really like my plan, because I was only like 50% in. I didn't really want it like that. So I went a long time in my life, up until a few years ago, just lost, like, didn't know what I wanted to do. I didn't want to go to college because I knew that you didn't need to go to college to be successful, but I didn't know what I was going to do. So that in itself put me in a state of mind where I was just like constantly defeated, because I'm sitting there and I'm watching everybody kind of pursue something, and I'm not really pursuing anything at all, and it just made me feel really lost, man. I was really insecure about it. I didn't really, speak up about it. I always acted like I had a plan, right? I always acted like, yeah, I'm gonna get rich and, make a bunch of money, and like, just, I would put out this persona that like I was becoming something, and that I was in the process of becoming something great, and like, yeah, you guys can hate on me now, but it's like, deep down, I knew that, like, bro, I didn't really have a plan. I didn't really know what I wanted to do. And I knowing what I know now, I realized that back then, when I was lost, I felt like I had to figure it out. Like, I felt like I had to figure something out. I felt like I had to have this 20/20 vision on what I wanted to do in life in order for it to happen. And that's true to some degree, but I realized that if you want to do anything in life, you're never going to be able to do it if you're not the type of person that's even capable of doing it. So I look back at where I was at when I was lost, insecure, a virgin, didn't know what the heck I was doing. I didn't want to be a virgin, but I didn't know how to get girls, and so I was freaking insecure and just whatever, acted like, tried to be somebody that I wasn't, trying to attract girls, but really I was just being cringe. Like, I was just like if you know anything about like who I used to be, like, I got videos on it, you can watch my testimony. I made a video on that. Like, bro, like, I was just honestly a loser, bro. So looking back at it, I'm not surprised, but I realized that the habits that I had when I was that person, I could have had the best plan possible, but my habits didn't align with the man that I was going to have to be in order to even, take the action on whatever plan I had. So, and this, it came out in the way I live. Like, a lot of you guys don't know this, but, I do fitness coaching now, but back in high school, bro, the first thing I ever started trying to do was, I tried to do landscaping business. Like, honestly, what dude in their teenage years that like has ambition doesn't try to start a freaking like landscaping or pressure washing or detailing business, right? So that was my first like thing, because like I said, I knew I wasn't going to college, and so I had to do something with entrepreneurship, right? I started a landscaping business. It didn't work out. And then I tried to flip cars for a few months. Didn't work out. And then I tried wholesaling real estate for a year. Didn't work out. And it's not because I wasn't good enough. It's not because, I just, some people got lucky and I didn't. And, it's not because I just didn't have enough help, or, I didn't have the right strategy or the information. Like, I just didn't learn enough. Like, the information is not the problem. The plan is not the problem. If you don't have the habits of that man who is winning, right, you're never going to win. You have to become that version of think about it. The version of yourself that you want to be. What is he doing every day? You think he's sleeping in until 10 o'clock? You think he's, watching stuff that he's hopping on the hump 3 times a day? You think he's smoking all day, like going out on the weekends, trying to just, cope with things because he's got to go work on the weekends, and he's like, what is that version of yourself? What is he doing on the days, like during his free time? He's getting up early, he's working out, he's getting close with God, he's removing all these bad habits out of his life that just aren't productive. And I was thinking that I could, be successful and make money and attract women while simultaneously doing the things in my life that I know I needed to cut out. And I would make excuses, and I'd be like, yeah, well, maybe I didn't learn enough, right? I didn't have the right plan. My strategy is just wrong, or maybe it's just not for me, whatever I tried doing in my life. I just made a bunch of excuses rather than looking inward and being like, bro, you're just not the type of dude that's capable of even being successful. Because look at your daily life, bro. I used to ride around, like when I wholesaled real estate, I used to ride around and put sticky notes on people's doors, right? Trying to see if they wanted to sell their house. Bro, before I would go out, I would smoke. I'd get high, and then in the car, I'm sitting there smoking a black and mild as I'm driving around. And it's like, and I expected to get results. And it's like, the work that you're putting in doesn't really change, but when you have all these habits in your life, that aren't aligned with the version of yourself that you're supposed to be in order to win, it's just like oil and water, bro. It's never gonna mix, and it takes time out of your day. You know how much time I wasted? I need to go smoke, or I need to go buy some weed before I can go work on this, and then I was sleeping in, and I just wasn't, I had the wrong habits, bro, and I wondered why I found myself in this revolving cycle of like, I would try something and then it wouldn't work out, and then I'd blame it on like, oh, it wasn't for me. But before like I even started anything, I should have became a whole new version of myself, And so I realized, man, like, it's not about having, everything figured out. You just have to become the man that's capable of showing up every day, regardless of how he feels. And you need to stick with the right routine as far as self-development, man. You gotta start your day off right. You have to do something in your day that allows you to gain momentum, so that way whatever you're trying to achieve, it becomes easier. when I did these things, like when I tried these side hustles, whatever you want to call it, the work that I had to put in for those things, like it was such a daunting task, because I hadn't primed my mind to deal with stuff that I didn't want to do. This is why I love working out, because it's not always about the physical growth for me, bro. It's not always about getting bigger biceps. It's just about doing something productive. That way, when I need to go do stuff that I have to do in order to grow, it's that much easier, because my brain is already prepped to do stuff that I don't want to do. This is what a lot of you guys are missing. You're wondering why you're lost, you're stuck in life, you don't know what you want to do. You're not currently doing anything in your life that's making you uncomfortable. It doesn't take any skill to go work out. It doesn't take any skill to get up in the morning and pray and read your Bible. It doesn't take anybody can do that. It doesn't even require money. You can do it for free. You don't have a gym membership, you have a floor where you live. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could wake up in the morning and do some push-ups. Wake up, prime your mind to deal with life, and it's going to allow you to approach and take on whatever task you have to do with momentum, and it's going to become easier, bro. And then you're going to realize it's not about having all the answers. It's just about becoming the man who's capable of showing up and putting the work in. Okay, having these bad habits in your life, man. A lot of you guys think you need to add something to your life in order, you need a new plan, you need a new workout routine, or a new, strategy. A lot of you guys just need to take certain things out of your life. It may be people in your life that are holding you back. It may be drugs. It may be going out on the weekends. That's something that you got to figure out on your own. There's a good chance you already know what it is, but a lot of your success is on the other side of the habits that you need to cut out, or the things that you need to start implementing in your life.